Hi, Donald here with Floating Feathers Kayak Fly Fishing School, and this is going to be a gift giving guide or gift buying guide for the fly fisher or the fly angler or the kayak fly angler in your life. Now if that's you, you're probably going to get some great ideas for yourself. If you're buying for someone else, hopefully I'm going to give you a pretty good variety to help you find a gift that he or she may already have, or the person that has everything. They're hard to shop for, I know. So I'm going to try to give you some ideas that everybody could probably use, and then some ideas that you may find, oh, I never realized that was the thing. So you may be able to surprise that fly angler in your life with one of these gift ideas. So the first thing I'm going to go through is, if you're a kayak angler or an angler, especially a kayak angler, this is from a measuring device that you can measure the length of your fish up to 26 inches. This happens to be from Crescent Kayaks, but it's a fantastic product. This is from Ketch, K-E-T-C-H. I believe they're in Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Ketch boards, this is a Ketch carbonate. It's kind of a heavy duty, I'm going to use plastic or resin, but it's that type of material. It's very lightweight, very easy to use. If you have a kayak angler, this is what I use when I'm kayak angling or kayak fly angling. Now, if you can't tote that around, if you don't have a kayak, this is from Orvis. This is a retractable fishing tape measure. Really nice and easy to use. Really easy and nice to just make sure that you're legal on your limits, or if you just want to take a picture of your 22-inch brown trout. Very nice. You can just clip this to your fly fishing vest or your belt loop or something like that. Very inexpensive. You can also find a very cheaper version of this at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General, but that is just a retractable tape measure that locks and comes back in. So that is a great gift, and that makes a great stocking stuffer, by the way. All the links for this stuff will be in the description below. Next thing I'm going to get into is some ways to help keep your catch or help keep your catch. Now, anglers on kayaks have been using, and anglers in general, boats and everything else, have been using a Boga Grip for many, many years. And a Boga Grip is a way that they can grab onto especially saltwater fish. This is the lip of the fish. It grabs on here, it churns, it twists, it allows that fish to rotate anywhere it wants to go without hurting the fish. This is one of the best benefits about a Boga Grip. The other benefit is actually has a built-in scale. So if you get some different weights of fish, these things come in I think 5 or 6 different sizes, different weights, different things like that, different size of fish, but it locks as soon as you let it go. The fish cannot push that up. You have to release this, and as you release this, it opens up the jaws and the fish can go. So check out Boga Grip. The link will be below. Fantastic product. These can get a little on the expensive side. So if you're not looking to spend the money that these cost, but still want a way to hold on to your fish, the fish grips are a little bit different design. It's kind of like a plastic vice grip, if you will. It doesn't allow the fish to spin, so you've got to be careful with that. But this is a very, very nice, easy, inexpensive way to help hold on to the fish. As you can see on the back, the way it works, it hooks onto the bottom lip of the fish. This happens to glow in the dark, so it's great if you're a night fisherman. But they come in a variety of colors, and they even have a smaller pair that's called a Fish Grip Junior. Fantastic product. I really highly recommend those. I'm going to get into some pliers here. These are a very, very nice set of pliers. Any angler, any fly angler is going to need a pair of pliers, a good pair of pliers. I like this one. It has a sheath. It can go in my belt if I'm wade fishing or if I'm walking along not in my kayak. In my kayak, this goes right underneath my seat. It's easy to get to. Love a nice, good stainless steel or a better pair of pliers. These are absolutely fantastic pliers, by the way. So a pair of pliers, I like the needle nose or the long nose pliers, so you can reach down in the fish's mouth, get the hook out, get that fish back in the water if you're going to release it as soon as possible. Next thing I like is these are from Orvis. These work really well. Nice, good pair of forceps. It has a lock on it. I like the locks because I can clip that on my vest and it locks, and then I can just get them undone by squeezing it and getting it undone. I don't need an extra clip for that, and that's why I like those locking ones. So a nice pair of forceps makes a great gift for your fly angler in your life. Next thing is going to be a deodorizing bar, and this is just an aluminum, or excuse me, not aluminum. It's a stainless steel bar. It looks like a bar of soap. It just happens to be stainless steel. But this is what helps get the fish smell and other smells off your hands or off the hands of the angler. It's a really great product. I actually keep one in the truck. I keep one in my tackle box. I keep one in my kayak, everything else. I keep one at the kitchen sink and at the bathroom sink. It works really, really well. It's very, very inexpensive. These links will all be below in the description somewhere. And these I get at Dollar Tree. These are just active body and cleansing wipes, right? Just something to wipe your hands off of, right? Get the fish smell off, or get the dirt off, or whatever you might have to have on your hands. These work really well. I just throw these in, if I'm kayak angling, I throw these in my tackle management box, or in somewhere underneath the seat, somewhere I can get to them really easy if I need to. Great little product, just some type of wet wipe to wash your hands, maybe wipe off your face as you're fishing. Next thing I'm going to get into is fly boxes. And as a kayak angler, I like boxes that float. And that's important to me because if I happen to drop the box overboard and it sinks, I might be in 20 feet of water, and there's no way I'm going to get those flies back. So I don't necessarily want something waterproof when I'm in the kayak, but it is nice. However, these little boxes from Orvis are foam. They float extremely well. They fit a variety of size flies. This is a little bit smaller. This is a little bit larger, but it has two different sizes. As you can see, I've got a variety of flies in there. If you're going to give a fly box, I highly suggest putting some type of flies in the fly box. It's a great little way to help that angler get out on the water and get some flies to use. If you tie flies, or if you know a fly tire, ask them what's good in your area or the area of that particular angler. But these are two ideas for foam floating fly boxes from Orvis. The next one is I like to use on my kayak when I'm kayak fly angling is the Plano 3600 520 waterproof boxes. And you can tell it's waterproof. It's got that blue seal. Some of them have a red, but the 5200 series, or excuse me, the 3600 series has the blue seal, and it's waterproof. So it actually locks, and this keeps all of my flies nice and dry. And I really like to use this in salt water so that the salt water isn't getting all over my flies and rusting those hooks like salt water tends to do. So that is the Plano 3600. I like the 520 division, and all that means is there's 5 pockets in there, and that's really all that means. And you can adjust different ways to do that. Next thing I like is I'm going to just fly lines. There are so many fly lines out there. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now you as a fly angler, you may hint to the person that's giving you a gift what kind of fly line you like. Now, if you don't know what kind of fly line your fly angler likes, it's never a bad idea to get a line specific for their style of fishing. Even if they may not use it, they may be able to trade it with someone that likes that line. I happen to like a few different varieties here. I like the Orvis Pro, and I like the Rios and the Rio products. I really like for me fishing, I like the Orvis Pro lines. They work extremely well for me. This happens to be the saltwater igniter. This is what I use in all my saltwater rods. It's an absolutely fantastic line. It shoots well, it loads well. It's just a really good all-around saltwater line. But fly lines, really great idea for gift giving. Next, we're going to get into little stocking stuffer kind of ideas, right? So stocking stuffer ideas are knot tires, forceps, clips. And what I mean by clips is, so you got a knot tying tool. A knot tying tool is a great thing to have, or nail knot tool. Nail knot tool is a fantastic product to have if you've got somebody that is a fly angler in your life. Next thing is like leaders and tippet, depending on where they're fishing, what kind of leaders they might want. Tippet comes in all different kinds of sizes and materials. Tippets and leaders make a fantastic stocking stuffer, and any fly angler is going to be able to use tippets and leaders throughout the year. So they are a product that's going to be used often by your fly angler. The next one I recommend is a hat. And I recommend a hat. It doesn't really matter what color the top is, as long as it's not super white and super bright. I like a brim that's a darker color. So tan at the least, right? Tan color like like this, right? That's the least color I want. I don't want white on the bottom. I like a darker color, greens, browns, blacks, things like that. And the reason for that is that when you're on the water and you're fishing, especially in a kayak, you've got water all around you. Or if you're wading, you've got water all around you. So you've got the sun coming down, you've got the water, the sun hitting the water and the water coming back up. A dark billed hat is going to be able to kind of darken that light. It's not going to reflect it back in your eyes again. So you're only getting a reduced amount of light into your eyes. It makes it much easier to see, much more comfortable in the water. You can stay out there just a little bit longer. So if you're going to get your angler, a fly angler, a hat, make sure it has some kind of dark brim around it. There's a lot of great hats out there. This is from Sunday Afternoons. Tilly makes some great hats. Shelta makes some great hats. A huge variety of hats out there for fly anglers and kayak anglers. The next product I want to recommend is some type of practice rod. This happens to be from Orvis. TFO makes some. I know there's a bunch of manufacturers that make practice rods out there. Especially when we start to get into winter time, some of you fly anglers aren't able to get out there and fish because the water's too cold. It's frozen. Hard to fly fish when the water's ice, right? So some type of practice rod makes a really nice gift. Let them sit in the house where it's nice and warm. They can practice that fly casting indoors and comfortable and nice and warm. So a practice fly rod. These are usually $50 or less. Some of them are $35, some are $25. So $50 less. Really great product. This one just happens to be from Orvis. I always recommend safety glasses or sunglasses of some sort for your fly angler. I teach classes, so I get safety glasses for about $1, $1.50 a piece from Amazon. They work really well, just kind of a safety thing kind of mine. Nice little stocking stuff to put in your stocking or their stocking. The next thing I recommend is some type of case. You can have a single case, double case. If your fly angler, it travels or to go fishing a lot, a nice case makes a huge difference. This happens to be from TFO. I really like the TFO products. The TFO rod lineup is my favorite. But there's a lot of cases. It's very similar to this. Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, all your rod manufacturers. Most of those make some type of rod case to go with their rod. So highly recommend this. If they don't have one, it's a great gift. Next thing I want to recommend is a little bit different product, and that is called an O-Pros third hand or O-Pros extra hand. O-Pros third hand, I think it is. This actually mounts to your belt. It's got a little clip on the back. It mounts to your belt or your waistline. If you don't have a belt, it can just go on your belt line, so to speak. But what happens is that if you're out there fishing and you need a place to put your rod, rather than putting your reel down in the water, right, this will allow you to set that reel or that rod right in that little clip right there. This can actually go over here, and as you're walking through the woods or you're trying to tie on a new fly or trying to tie on a new piece of tippet or a new leader or anything like that, this will actually hold your rod on the side, right? So pretend this is my waist. It's going to hold it right here, right? And it has a rotating thing. So if you're starting to walk, you can actually rotate this, right? Rotate it at any angle you want. You can rotate it straight up. You can tilt it down, you can tilt whatever you want. But it's a great little product. It works extremely well. That is from O-Pros, and I believe it's called the O-Pros third hand. Fantastic product. It's really lightweight. It's really easy to use. You really don't even know it's there until you need it. For you kayak anglers, it doesn't quite hold the larger shaft of your paddles. So while you may be able to use it, I don't recommend it because it may break these clips, and I don't want you to break something just because it makes it a little easier, right? It's a product made for fly rods, not for paddles. But even when you're fly fishing in a kayak, it's a fantastic product to have because now I don't have to reach down, sit down that rod to paddle or sit down that rod just to tie on a new fly or something like that. So kayak anglers, it works really well. Waders, wade fishermen, it works extremely well. O-Pros third hand tool right here. That is it. If you got any questions on any of the products listed, please let me know. I will be glad to answer them as best I can. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you have not done so yet. Please, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central, I do a tips and tricks. And it goes from everything from kayak angling to kayaking to kayak fly fishing and some fly fishing tips. So please subscribe. Check those out every Tuesday at 2 Central. Until next time, safe paddles and tight line.